5 cards I want in 2025. What's up, guys? Today I want to make sort of a fun video. I'm in a position right now where I don't need any new credit cards, but let's keep it real. We always want more cards, more options, and well, let's face it, more bonuses. So today I'm going to go over the 5 cards I want to acquire in 2025. 2 things though. 1, this is only personal or consumer credit cards. No business cards on the list. I feel like there are a lot of fewer folks in the credit card game that are interested in business cards, so I'm not going to include them as much as I used to. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that makes some folks happy. The second thing about this list is this list doesn't mean I'm going to get these cards or even apply for them. This is more of a wish list, and if I'm being honest, I may not apply for any of these cards. That doesn't mean I don't want them. One last thing, I'm not going to review each of these cards in this video. That would take over an hour, but I'm going to mention either one of the card's strengths or the reason why I want it. So welcome back, and if you are new here, I talk about credit cards, points, miles, cash back, and travel. If that's something you're interested in, please consider subscribing. If you get any value or entertainment from this video, slap that like button for me. And with all that out of the way, let's jump into the list. First off, there is a card that I have wanted for a very long time, and I think it's one of the more underrated cards in the game, and that is the Chase Aeroplan card. Now, no, your Uncle Luke is not interested in flying to the 51st state or even traveling on Air Canada at all. But the Aeroplan program is one of the best programs in the game when it comes to flying Star Alliance all over the world. Great examples that I've done are JFK to Frankfurt on Singapore Airlines for 60,000 Aeroplan points, and then flying back to JFK from Zurich on Air Swiss for the same price. Now yes, these are business class flights. It breaks my heart when I see folks using these Aeroplan points for pay yourself back because they are so valuable for travel, but the $95 annual fee card also earns really well. 3x on groceries and dining, and it offers some serious travel perks like a credit for TSA PreCheck or Global Entry and a 10% transfer bonus when you transfer 50,000 Chase UR points over to Aeroplan. This card basically prints money. Sadly, I'm way over 524, maybe for life. However, I do have a player 2 that could come in handy for a card like this. Card number 2 I want to get in 2025 is the premium hotel card from Marriott. The Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant from American Express. This card comes with a $650 annual fee that is somewhat mitigated by a $300 dining credit and Marriott Platinum status, which seems to be the sweet spot for this program. The card comes with spending perks and bonuses towards status that can be stacked with the Amex Business Marriott card. And after your anniversary, the card includes a 85,000 point free night certificate every year. It also comes with a Priority Pass Select membership for those of you that don't already have airport lounge access, and a TSA PreCheck Global Entry credit, as well as access to programs that grant a $100 property credit with Marriott's higher end brands. This card is definitely a possibility for me this year, and I always take a long, hard look at the card every time an elevated bonus comes around. I've stayed at some really great Marriott properties, and I have been able to get good value on the lower end, like Fairfield Inn and Suites and Courtyards. So I think there's some serious value in this card. The next card, for me, it's a little tough to make dollars and cents out of this, but it is a great card, at least for the first year, and it's the Citi AAdvantage Executive Card. The card currently has a 70,000 American Airlines miles bonus, and at the moment, those miles are still tough to earn, in bulk at least. This card has an amazing $595 annual fee, as well as additional $175 for up to 3 authorized users. Yes, this card is super pricey. This card comes with a bunch of really terrible credits that aren't worth mentioning to offset that huge annual fee, as well as some common airline benefits like priority boarding, free check bags for up to 8 people on your itinerary. That could save some big money. The card earns 4x on American Airlines flights and just 1x on everything else. It's also worth mentioning that a super expensive airline card like this doesn't have any travel protections, which, come on, that's laughable, but it does have the TSA PreCheck Global Entry credit. But here's where the card might earn its keep. It grants the holder a membership to the Admirals Club. There are over 100 American Airlines Admirals Clubs, so if you fly American and you need lounge access, then I think this is an option. Holding this card could allow me to drop one or more of my other lounge access cards, saving some money. Depending on your status, this membership to the Admirals Clubs could cost you up to $850 a year. Now, one thing I like to mention about this card is you can get it for a year, and afterwards you can product change with Citi across different families of cards. So in theory, you could get this card and at some point just change it to a Citi Custom Cash, which has no annual fee. So that is an advantage with Citi. See what I did there? We have a lot of airline cards on the list, and this next card is no different, and it is the Delta SkyMiles Gold from American Express. I feel like if you fly Delta at all, this card could be underrated. The card has a $150 annual fee that's waived in the first year, and there are things about this card I don't know if very many folks talk about. Let's start with the earnings, which at first seem pretty mundane. The card earns just 2 SkyMiles on groceries and dining and Delta purchases. That's subpar, but let's add in this next perk, and that is if you spend $10,000 in a calendar year, you'll get a $200 Delta credit. If I'm mathing correctly, that is the equivalent of earning around double those points spent on groceries and dining. Let me give this a shot. $10,000 spent on groceries and dining would equal 20,000 SkyMiles, but with this benefit, it comes out to 20,000 SkyMiles and $200 with Delta. To me, that's not a bad reason to spend on the card. As a matter of fact, I would 100% recommend hitting that spend threshold if you have this card. This card provides some travel protections, free checked bags, priority boarding, and a yearly statement credit when you book hotel stays through Delta. Again, that's a great benefit. But let's not forget that when you hold a Delta card, you'll take off 15% on the miles price on flights. I think about this card quite a bit, and I think it's a great pickup when you consider it's free the first year, and you also have some downgrade upgrade play if you decided to move on in year 2 with this card. Okay, enough of the airline stuff. My last card that I want in 2025 is the American Express Green Card. Now listen, I'm a lightweight fan of the Green Card as it is right now. 3x on travel and transit, that's great if you need to build up your MR points, or you're someone that uses travel sites like hotels.com or Expedia. And I think it's a card that can take the place, at least in part, of the gold or the platinum card if you need some type of reprieve from gigantic annual fees. I'm a big fan of Clear, and this card comes with a $199 Clear credit. I don't think I value Clear quite that high, but I do think that helps kind of make sense of the Green Card's $150 annual fee. Now, as it is, I think the $150 annual fee makes this card a luxury. What I mean by that is I don't think you're getting your money back in most cases unless you are earning tons of MR points. But in my opinion, the card is getting a refresh in 2025, and that annual fee is probably going to go up, but I also think the card's value is going to go up. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but if we keep the card relatively the same, but add a $100 Resi credit, then we can basically make this card free to hold. Kinda. Of course, we're going to have to make that $100 a $50 semi-annual credit, but you know, Amex. Either way, I may take a gamble on this card for $150 in 2025 and try to get more value when the refresh comes and when the annual fee goes up. I'm not exactly a gambling man, but I think this is a safe bet. And I do want to add that the 3 times on generic travel and transit really shores up your MR point ecosystem for folks that do travel a lot. Ride shares, trains, ferries, buses. I mean, it's a long list for, again, someone who actually leaves the basement. Okay, guys, so this part is where I completely disregard my pride and I promote referral links. My referral links in the description support the channel and they allow me to continue to deliver you content without a lot of sponsored stuff. If you want more information on these cards, I'll leave links below. And obviously, if you have used my links in the past, I sincerely appreciate it. And let me know which cards you want in 2025. And I'm asking about real cards that exist. Don't give me the Premier Hyatt card or the Mortgage Earning Built card. Oh, and if you have stayed around all the way to the end, I want to thank every single one of you.